Okay, so you've been there, right? You ask an AI to write something for you, and what you get back is, well, it sounds like a robot. It's grammatically perfect, sure, but it's just completely lifeless. We've all seen it. The good news is, fixing it is way easier than you think. Let's dive in. Does this sound a little too familiar? That super stiff, overly formal language that just screams, a machine wrote this. It's a classic sign that the AI is just, processing a command instead of actually communicating an idea. If you're sitting there nodding your head right now, you are in exactly the right place. And trust me, the solution is surprisingly simple. It all comes down to how you ask, or more specifically, how you prompt the AI to begin with. So let's talk about the main issue. We'll call it the robotic response problem. And at its core, it's pretty simple. An AI gives you exactly what you ask for. So if you give it a basic mechanical prompt, you're almost always going to get a basic mechanical result. Now, to really crack this, we first have to understand why this even happens. We got to get inside the AI's brain, so to speak, to see where things go off the rails. The main thing to get here is that an AI, like the ones we use every day, is basically a super advanced word predictor. It's incredible at figuring out the most statistically likely word to come next in a sentence. But here's the catch. It's not a meaning creator. It doesn't get tone or personality or emotion unless we spell it out for it. And that's what leads directly to these classic problems, right? The repetitive words, the generic phrases that have zero feeling behind them, and text that just doesn't flow like a real person talking. This is the exact robotic output we're trying to get away from. Okay, so we've laid out the problem. Now let's get to the good stuff, the solution. We're going to look at how you can craft a prompt that unlocks a much more natural, human-like response. And it really just boils down to 3 key things. Here you go. This is basically your new secret formula. First, you give the AI a job and a personality, a role to play. Second, you tell it how you want it to talk. And third, you give it the backstory and the feeling you're trying to capture. It's a really simple but powerful process. So the real shift in thinking is right here. Instead of just giving the AI a task to do, you have to give it all the human stuff that it's missing. Providing context, personality, and intention. That's not just an extra step, it's the absolute secret to getting a great result. Theory is great and all, but let's see what this actually looks like when you do it. We're going to check out a couple of before and after examples that make it crystal clear what a huge difference a good prompt makes. I mean, look at the difference here. The basic prompt is just a command. It's boring. The human-like prompt, though, that gives it creative direction. It asks for a personal feel, a conversational tone, a story. It's the difference between asking a builder for a house and giving them a detailed blueprint. Here's another fantastic example. A simple rewrite request is fine, but telling the AI to act like a storyteller, now you've given it a persona, a character to play. Asking for spoken conversation and natural pauses, those are the specific directions it needs to create something that actually sounds like a human being. And you can really have fun with this. Tell the AI to write like a helpful friend giving advice, or have it explain a really complex topic as if it's talking to a teenager. That one's great because it forces simplicity. You can tell it to use short sentences or to add some humor. Each little instruction just layers on more and more personality. Now, this isn't just about making your writing sound pretty. There is a huge practical payoff here, especially if you're creating any kind of content for the web. Let's talk about SEO. So why is this such a big deal? Well, because search engines are getting smarter. Human-like content keeps people on your page longer, which is a huge engagement signal. It's also way less likely to get flagged by those AI detectors. And most importantly, it lines up perfectly with what search engines actually want to show people. In fact, this whole idea ties directly into massive industry shifts, like Google's helpful content update. Google is now actively rewarding content that is written for humans by humans, or at the very least, content that feels like it was. Your ability to get natural-sounding text from an AI is now a massive factor in getting seen online. So, as we start to wrap up, it's really helpful to kind of reframe how we think about this. This isn't just about barking orders at a machine. It's about moving toward a real creative partnership where your human insight guides the AI's incredible power. If you take just one thing away from all this, let it be this. You are the essential human part of the equation. The AI has all the processing power, but you provide the soul. You give it the context, the tone, and the feeling. Think of yourself as the director. It's your vision that turns all that data into something meaningful.
And that kind of leaves us with a pretty fascinating question to think about. As these tools keep getting better and better, maybe the best writer of the future won't be a human alone or an AI alone, but a true seamless partnership between the two. What do you think?